In modern Middle Eastern history, conflicts rarely stay confined to a single battlefield. But the latest confrontation between Iran and Israel has shown how quickly a regional crisis can transform into something much larger. What initially appeared to be a direct exchange of strikes between two longtime rivals has begun to stretch across borders, alliances, and entire security networks. Within days of major military strikes, missiles and drones began appearing across the region. Air defenses activated in multiple countries. Oil facilities, military bases, and infrastructure suddenly became potential targets. The map of the conflict was no longer limited to Israel and Iran. Instead, it began to resemble a network of interconnected fronts. In the modern Middle East, alliances are rarely simple. Iran has spent decades building relationships with armed groups and allied movements across the region, an informal network sometimes referred to as the axis of resistance. These groups operate in several countries, including Lebanon, Iraq, Syria, and Yemen. For Iran, this network serves as a strategic advantage. Instead of confronting Israel directly across a single border, pressure can be applied from multiple directions. At the same time, Israel maintains close military cooperation with the United States, along with growing security partnerships with several Gulf states. This creates a situation where even a limited confrontation can rapidly involve multiple nations. And that is precisely what has begun to happen. Strikes and counterstrikes have triggered responses across the region, drawing in allies, proxies, and neighboring states. What started as a bilateral conflict now threatens to reshape the entire strategic landscape of the Middle East. For years, Iran and Israel fought what analysts often called a shadow war. This conflict unfolded quietly through cyber attacks, covert operations, targeted assassinations, and limited airstrikes in places like Syria. Direct confrontation between the two states was relatively rare. But that dynamic has changed. Recent military operations saw large-scale strikes targeting Iranian military infrastructure and nuclear-related facilities. In response, Iran launched waves of ballistic missiles and drones toward Israeli territory and regional military installations. These exchanges marked one of the most direct confrontations between the two powers in decades. The consequences were immediate. Air defenses across Israel activated simultaneously, intercepting incoming projectiles. Military bases across the region moved to high alert. International airspace disruptions followed as airlines rerouted flights away from potential missile corridors. But perhaps the most significant effect was strategic. The conflict had crossed a threshold. Once missiles and drones begin flying directly between two states, the likelihood of escalation increases dramatically. Each strike raises pressure for retaliation. And retaliation rarely remains confined to a single target. Within days, the battlefield expanded beyond the borders of Iran and Israel. Iran's regional influence does not rely solely on its own military forces. Over the past several decades, Tehran has developed partnerships with several powerful armed groups across the Middle East. These groups serve both ideological and strategic purposes. The most powerful of these allies is Hezbollah, based in Lebanon. Hezbollah possesses thousands of rockets and missiles capable of reaching deep into Israeli territory. In the event of a major regional war, its involvement could open a northern front against Israel. Further south, Iran also maintains ties with Houthi movement in Yemen. The Houthis control significant territory and have demonstrated the ability to launch long-range drones and missiles toward regional targets and shipping lanes in the Red Sea. Meanwhile, in Iraq and Syria, several militia groups operate with varying degrees of Iranian support. This network creates a strategic reality. Even if Iran itself does not launch every attack, its allies can apply pressure across multiple fronts simultaneously. For Israel and its partners, this means the conflict is not confined to one border. It can emerge almost anywhere in the region. Among all the potential battlefields, southern Lebanon represents one of the most dangerous. The border between Israel and Lebanon has experienced periodic clashes for decades. But the presence of Hezbollah transforms this frontier into a potential full-scale war zone. Hezbollah is widely considered one of the most heavily armed non-state actors in the world. Estimates suggest the group possesses tens of thousands of rockets and missiles. If large-scale fighting erupts here, Israeli cities in the north, and potentially deeper within the country, could face sustained missile barrages. In response, Israel has long prepared contingency plans involving massive airstrikes against Hezbollah infrastructure throughout Lebanon. Such a conflict would likely cause widespread destruction on both sides of the border. More importantly, it would pull Lebanon directly into the wider regional war. And that risk has been increasing as tensions escalate. As the conflict intensifies, the Persian Gulf has become another critical arena. Several Gulf states host American military bases and key infrastructure tied to global energy markets. Iran's strategic calculations include the possibility of targeting these locations if the war continues to expand. Recent missile and drone attacks have already reached Gulf territory. In one escalation, Iran launched hundreds of projectiles toward targets in the United Arab Emirates, causing casualties and infrastructure damage. Other Gulf states, including Qatar, Kuwait, and Saudi Arabia, have also been drawn into the strategic calculations of the conflict. This development raises a critical concern for global markets. The Persian Gulf is one of the world's most important energy corridors. Roughly 20% of global oil supplies pass through the Strait of Hormuz. Any disruption in this region could have global economic consequences. Another front has emerged along one of the world's busiest shipping lanes. In Yemen, the Houthi movement has previously demonstrated the ability to attack commercial vessels and launch missiles toward Israel and allied targets. The Red Sea is a critical maritime corridor connecting Europe and Asia through the Suez Canal. When shipping lanes are threatened, the impact spreads far beyond the region. Insurance rates rise. Cargo routes change. Energy prices fluctuate. In a regional war scenario, attacks on shipping could become a major pressure point in the conflict. The battlefield would then extend beyond land and air into the world's maritime trade system. The involvement of the United States dramatically raises the stakes of the conflict. American forces maintain a significant presence across the Middle East, including bases in Iraq, Jordan, the Gulf states, and naval forces in surrounding waters. When Iranian missiles or allied militia attacks target these facilities, the United States faces pressure to respond. This creates the possibility of a larger confrontation between Washington and Tehran. Even limited American involvement can reshape the strategic environment. Military logistics, intelligence sharing, and advanced weapons systems could tilt the balance of power. But they also increase the risk that a regional war could escalate into a much broader international conflict. The expanding Iran-Israel war reveals how interconnected Middle Eastern security has become. Borders no longer contain conflicts the way they once did. Missiles can travel hundreds of kilometers. Drones can cross multiple countries. Proxy groups can activate new battlefronts far from the original spark of war. Each new front creates additional pressure points. Lebanon, the Gulf, Yemen, Syria, Iraq. With every expansion, the chances of miscalculation increase. A single strike on the wrong target, or a mistaken escalation, could pull even more nations into the conflict. For now, the region stands on a fragile edge. What began as a confrontation between two rivals is increasingly transforming into a regional system of war. And in the Middle East, history has shown that once conflicts spread across multiple fronts, containing them becomes far more difficult. Beyond the missiles, drones, and military alliances, another battlefield quietly lies at the center of the expanding conflict: global energy. The Middle East is home to some of the largest oil reserves on Earth. Every day, millions of barrels of crude oil leave the region through narrow maritime corridors that are vital to the global economy. Among these routes, none is more important than the Strait of Hormuz. This narrow waterway connects the Persian Gulf to the wider Indian Ocean. At its narrowest point, it measures only about 33 kilometers across. Yet through this narrow corridor passes roughly 1/5 of the world's traded oil supply. In times of stability, tankers move through the strait continuously, carrying energy to markets in Asia, Europe, and beyond. But in times of conflict, the Strait of Hormuz becomes a strategic pressure point. Iran has long warned that if it faces major military pressure, it could disrupt or block the waterway. Even the threat of such a disruption can send shockwaves through global energy markets. Insurance rates for oil tankers rise sharply. Shipping companies begin rerouting vessels. Energy traders react instantly, pushing oil prices higher. In the expanding Iran-Israel conflict, this economic dimension is becoming increasingly important. A missile strike on an oil terminal, an attack on a tanker, or even the mining of shipping lanes could rapidly turn a regional war into a global economic crisis. Energy markets react not only to events, but also to perceived risk. And as the war spreads across the Middle East, the risk surrounding the world's most important energy corridor continues to grow. One of the most striking features of the expanding conflict is the increasing use of drones and long-range missiles. Modern warfare in the Middle East has evolved dramatically over the past 2 decades. Where once aircraft dominated the skies, unmanned systems are now playing a growing role. Iran has invested heavily in drone technology, developing long-range loitering munitions such as the Shahed 136. These drones are relatively inexpensive compared to traditional missiles or fighter aircraft, yet they can travel hundreds of kilometers before striking their targets. This creates a powerful strategic advantage. Instead of relying solely on large military units, attackers can launch waves of drones toward infrastructure, air bases, radar systems, and power facilities. For defenders, the challenge becomes extremely complex. Advanced air defense systems such as Iron Dome and the Patriot missile system can intercept incoming threats, but each interceptor missile carries a significant cost. When dozens or even hundreds of drones appear simultaneously, defenders must decide which targets to intercept and which to ignore. This creates the risk of saturation attacks, where the sheer number of incoming drones overwhelms defensive systems. The drone battlefield therefore adds a new layer of unpredictability to the war. Missiles travel quickly and follow relatively predictable trajectories. Drones, however, can fly low, change direction, and approach from unexpected angles. In a region already crowded with military forces and air defense systems, this new technology is transforming how wars are fought. While military operations dominate headlines, diplomatic efforts are unfolding quietly behind the scenes. Regional and global powers are working urgently to prevent the conflict from spiraling into a full-scale regional war. Countries such as United States, Russia, and China all have strategic interests in the Middle East. Each of these powers seeks to avoid a conflict that could destabilize the region further or disrupt global energy supplies. At the same time, several Middle Eastern states are attempting to balance competing relationships. Nations in the Gulf maintain security partnerships with the United States while also seeking to avoid direct confrontation with Iran. Meanwhile, countries such as Saudi Arabia and United Arab Emirates have pursued cautious diplomatic engagement with Tehran in recent years. The challenge for diplomats is clear. Each missile strike creates pressure for retaliation. Each retaliation raises the risk of escalation. Diplomatic channels must therefore operate under enormous time pressure, attempting to de-escalate crises before they spread further. But in conflicts driven by deep historical rivalries and complex alliances, diplomacy alone may struggle to contain the momentum of war. As the Iran-Israel conflict expands across the Middle East, the region faces an uncertain future. Multiple fronts are now active or potentially active: Lebanon, Syria, Iraq, Yemen, the Persian Gulf, and maritime shipping routes. Each front carries its own risks and dynamics. In Lebanon, large-scale fighting between Israel and Hezbollah could trigger one of the most destructive wars the region has seen in decades. In the Persian Gulf, attacks on oil infrastructure could destabilize global energy markets. Along maritime routes, disruptions to shipping could affect trade between Europe and Asia. The most dangerous possibility is a chain reaction of escalation. One strike leads to retaliation. Retaliation leads to new fronts opening. New fronts draw additional nations into the conflict. History has shown that wars rarely follow the paths leaders originally expect. What begins as a limited confrontation can grow into something far larger. For now, the Middle East stands at a crossroads. The coming months will determine whether this conflict stabilizes, or whether it continues expanding into a wider regional war whose consequences could reach far beyond the region itself.